What is going on, Rolling Empire? I'm back here all to give you now my spoilers version of Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice. You know, it might not be completely into details of spoilers, but now I can say anything in this video. People can't complain. You've been warned. If you've seen the movie, stick around. If you haven't, put this on your favorites. Come back later. But now let's talk about it with no restrictions. We're not being held back. Guys, from the start of this movie, I was in with seeing now Ben Affleck's perspective, Bruce Wayne, Batman's of the battle at Metropolis. I loved it, seriously. I was like, oh my god, it humanized everything of that climax we got from Man of Steel. Seeing it from the perspective of the civilians, it kind of, it really gave me some kind of goosebumps. I felt like I was there. This kind of reminded me something of like 9/11 or something. Like, my goodness, like when Bruce Wayne's trying to get in cold with his associates, you see Superman coming by. I'm like, oh my god, I feel it. Like, they humanized this climax scene from the last movie. I thought that element really worked. And then you see Bruce Wayne with the girl, seeing that her mom was up there. I'm like, oh, it just gave me some chills. Seriously, guys. I was with it. It kind of set the tone. I was like, all right, let's see what else we have in this movie. This is just the beginning. We have 2 hours and 30 minutes. And then, I'm probably going to go around, guys. So seriously, just stick with me. Just, I just want to be unrestricted. I don't want to be restricted. For this review, I want to talk about whatever's on my mind. Then we get that hearing that we get with Superman. Seriously, that really gave it like this political aspect. Is he right or is he wrong? It really was. It invested my time, my interest. I really wanted to know what happened. And then you see that, with that guy that Bruce Wayne saved in the beginning, he had this new wheelchair. It was a bomb and it exploded. I did not know that. It really caught me off surprise. It was kind of weird. It's like, it gave you this element of like realism with like terrorism and everything. It's just, I just felt what Superman felt once he realized, what happened and how much burden he has to carry. My goodness, that right there was a good scene. I was at the edge of my seat. The acting was good from everybody in that particular scene. One of the freaking most anticipated action sequences we've been waiting for years, since we were little kids playing with our toys, was Batman and Superman. Oh my goodness. The brawlness of both of them. The testosterone was flowing through me. I loved it. It was everything that I imagined, that I anticipated. The action sequences, the fight between those two was not disappointing. I loved it. From when Batman shines the light, then Superman comes down and tries to reason with them. He doesn't want to hear it, and then all the way to the end when they realize, both of their names, mother's names are Martha, which I did not know. It didn't hit me. I was like, oh, that's right. That really connected with me. Like, oh my god, like these two guys, they're superheroes. They're these godlike human beings. And one thing they have in common, one thing that could, make them care really so much is their mother. So really, that was really emotional. That was powerful. I did like that part. It's like, why'd you say that name? It's like, because they both have the same name for their mothers. But yeah, seriously, you can see Superman hitting a little bit, and then Batman retaliating back. I feel like this fight was even. They each both got to shine. Whether it was Batman blocking Superman's punches, or when Batman punches Superman, Superman's just like, he's becoming steel again, and the punches did not affect him. Just so good. It was. That part was shot in IMAX and it looked so beautiful. I was like, oh, this is breathtaking. This is amazing. This part alone does deserve a 10 out of 10. And you know what? I wanted to see more of that. In the 30 minutes R-rated cut that we're going to get, I hope we have an extensive fight of that. See if it goes even more ballsy and everything. I can't wait for it. Seeing Doomsday show up at the end, I was like, oh, fine. That trailer already spoiled it for me. I want to see what they could do now. They kind of pretty much, showed us what happened and everything, but it was so good. Like, when Wonder Woman shows up, everybody was clapping. It was amazing. It's great seeing this mini Justice League team finally team up. This is the first time we get something like this since, like, the first Avengers movie. Seeing all these heroes team up, that was pretty cool. The music that was playing with it was amazing. I didn't feel like there was too much to grab onto for emotions, because maybe the villain was kind of like CGI, but I did want to see this team of like immortals basically take him down. And even like when they take him down, the music just kicks like, oh, we won, that's right. but it was still good. One thing you can't complain is the action. The action for what from Batman versus Superman, or even when they fight Doomsday, the mini Justice League, it's all good. It's all amazing. You know, this is this is a grand show that should be seen on the biggest screen, and all this was taken with the IMAX, and it's just jaw dropping. I will say, like, there's some parts that now that I've seen it twice, I'm more like seeing more flaws in it. I said before that everything that had all the stories were able to combine. I'll take some back. There's some story arcs maybe like that I felt like we were kind of introduced, but then it just went away halfway through the film. Whether it was maybe the whole court case and everything with the civilian used to work with Bruce Wayne, and then it just ends in hearing like that just ended, and then the bullet that they wanted to see who shot that, like we were for a while following that case with Lois Lane, but then it just eventually disappears. I'm like, oh, we just got our answer, we can move on now. There's some things I felt like maybe we didn't need, it was unnecessary. And then Lois Lane, she was good, but I feel like we didn't need to see her in the end. She just needed to follow Superman. Like, we got that in Man of Steel. Why do we need to see it again? I know she's Lois Lane, but this is really a mini Justice League film, okay? Like, it's like they really push you to have something to do here, and there's sometimes I'm like, we don't need you here. Like, we got these 3 superheroes taking care of it, so that was just kind of sometimes off for me. Yes, the first half kind of felt like this maybe political thriller. The second half really felt more, blockbuster kind of like, summer movie explosion type of action film. It wasn't that bad though. I'm not trying to disservice it like if it's a Michael Bay film or anything like that. It's just I felt like this was 2 different movies combined to one. It really did feel Batman v Superman, and then like Dawn of Justice. It's just I felt like we didn't have to rush it for this movie. We didn't have to have everything here. I feel like we could have saved some stuff for future movies. Why need to rush, guys? Just introduce us, get us hooked, and then we will see another one. Okay? Give us a solid story, and from that we could work on with other projects later on. And if you tell it really good, we're gonna be interested with it. So yeah, there's some things that didn't need to be in this film. I did like the Justice League, way introduction. A lot of people think it was probably lazy writing. I did like it, at least it was kind of short, simple. We didn't have to, be with that subject for a couple minutes. It's just like it didn't need to drag. I feel like they're just telling us they're gonna be here, get ready. Maybe they could have done it in a more clever way, I will say that, but I didn't hate it. I didn't think it was like completely shit that the Justice League were just put in there by force. I felt like it was a clever way, because at least they just did it in the background kind of thing, and just they're just letting us know, which we already knew. But yeah, it just seemed like Flash also warning Batman. I'm like, oh my god, I just felt like Bruce Wayne was like, what is this? I'm like, my god, like it was just kind of like not eerie. It was just kind of shocking. It was surprising. So, but I think his cameo was my favorite. Was the Flash's. But yeah, so that was pretty good. Lex Luthor was alright. I kind of believed him as this like maniacal, sinister person. I just feel like sometimes he went too far. I was like, bring it back down. Like, you're going to like these Joel Schumacher type of villains. We don't need that. You don't need to be a Joker 2.0, Riddler 2.0. You're doing good as Lex. Like, just cool it down with your freaking twitchiness or whatever. It's just weird. I didn't hate him, but he was probably one of my least favorite characters in this movie. If you could just tone it down, man. It was like, you didn't need to go that extra mile for that craziness where you're not right in the head. I feel like his plans, though, even though I understood it, it wasn't executed well also. So yeah, like, it's kind of too coincidental for some reason. Like, but I get what he was doing. It's just I felt like there should have been a better way. I'm gonna also give a little bit more of my opinions now that I've seen it twice, guys. So this is part of the spoilers. So this gives me a second chance to go back to what I probably thought more clear of the film. And yes, guys, and I wanted to save like the best thing for probably the last. Ben Affleck is a badass. He is more experience now. He's as good as Bruce Wayne too. You can feel all this years of history of him, of rage and anger just waiting to boil out. You can tell this is a different Batman too, like Christian Bale's Batman, because he's been through it more now. So really, his more of like, trying not to kill is out of the window now. Like he's lived through it. He doesn't give a shit no more. But you still root for him. You still sympathize for him. From the action sequences he had, where he saves Ma Kent, was amazing. Got a little bit in the trailer. The way we're introduced to him, like where we don't see him first, he's in the shadows, kind of like the Dark Knight's Batman was. That was good too. Let me see. Where else is there? Like I said, him running around Metropolis as Bruce Wayne, he is just the definition of badass. Him taking down Superman, he's just not afraid to, face a god or whatever, face Doomsday. You just feel, what goes through his head and, what he's gone through and he's just like a smartass about it now. He's not too clueless. He knows how to, get around the situation. So he's amazing. He's the best part of this film. So really, guys, that's really probably what I wanted to say in an extent to my review now, and give it second thoughts for Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice, for this spoilers review. Let me know, guys, what you think. If you have improved as you've seen it more that you love it, or you're starting to hate it now. Guys, every opinion is subjective. I will stand with my grade. I still think it's a solid B+, because it's not perfect. It's not terrible. It's alright. It's a pretty darn good film. You'll have a fun time with this. It needs to be seen in the big screen, though. It's an event. And until 1 billion subscribers, Rolling Empire, Lab Smart Repeat. Family.